Hey guys, so I'm really excited about this new project I'm working on because it's a story I came up with when I was 18. Even at that time, I thought it was extremely explicit with the sex and the gore. Since then, my mind has elaborated more on what direction I wanted the characters to go. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put myself out there then as a writer. I guess I wasn't confident enough, but now I'm seeing it as a challenge, and it's so daring. Removing the Do Not Disturb sign is actually a mixture of two things that I created. A poem and that story that was never written. I thought the character needed a past. And well, now this is his present. So this is it. Removing the Do Not Disturb sign. Episode 10, Pool Party. This episode opens up with Julian coming back to his apartment after grocery shopping. He, buying a bottle of wine, only confirms that he will be attending the pool party. While putting the food in the refrigerator, he hears something in the apartment. Could there be someone in there with him? Dropping the milk on the floor was just for shock value. He grabs a knife and quietly leaves the kitchen, going to his room, but nothing out of the ordinary. And then he takes a few steps further down the hall to the empty room, where Xavier was staying and where he was living there. When he opens the door, he sees that it was the verticals pushing against the window that was making the noise. But he didn't leave the window open. Someone was in there. Finding an envelope on the floor with his name on it only proves that. He opens it up and it reads, "I know what you're doing." It takes a while for Julian to process what this person means, and then he remembers all the private stuff on his computer. He quickly goes to his room only to find out that he's been robbed. Then the scene changes to the pool party. Xavier walks out of his room with his yellow Andrew Christian Speedo, passing Caden and Gary, his ex, making out in the indoor pool. There is still some heavy tension between Xavier and the photographer. There are boys fucking in the bushes, and Landon is naked with an apron, doing the sausages, hot dogs, and burgers on the grill. He teases him, saying, "Isn't that dangerous?" Xavier then asks Landon if Caden and Gary making out and being naked in the pool bothers him. He says he's not fazed. Xavier reassures him that he's doing that to make him jealous. Landon says he knows and he doesn't care. Then Landon decides to ask Xavier a question. "Do you like this new you? Like the whole makeover?" He says this because he really doesn't like it, or what's become Xavier. He answers with change is sometimes necessary in life and asks if later on in the night if they can switch things up in the bedroom. Later on, Julian finally decides to show up to the party. He comes in from the patio door and finds Xavier having a threesome in the bushes. The other two see Julian and ask if he can join. Xavier pushes them out of the way so they can finally talk. But their conversation turns into a disagreement. We all know that Julian isn't too happy about Xavier's new change, but finally, he's calling him out on it. Caden is not too far from the commotion and decides to butt in. He tells Julian that he's got to go, and so that's what he does, turns around and walks out. And right when we thought things were slowing down, the episode ends with one person being arrested, perhaps for murder. What a hell of a pool party. Stay tuned for the next episode.